So, guys, tell me what you think about the compensation of the white farmers. Should we compensate the white farmers for their land that was taken? So far, tatova 3.1 million.
We will survive.
We'll survive.
Yes.
All right, watch the episode and see.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another episode of The Reactor. I'm Emmanuel Simon Sakala and with me in the studio is
Mr. Matthew Dibokmanaka. How you all doing out there?
So today we're going to be talking about what, Mr. Dibok?
All right, so today I have a touchy-feely topic. Yeah, the topic is tell me, what do you think about compensation to the white farmers? Do you think we should compensate as Zimbabweans? Because at the end of the day, the money that we're giving these white farmers is our money as taxpayers. If you do pay your tax, we all pay our taxes. Those who do, kudos to you. So my question is, do you think we should compensate the white farmers, or we should just tell them, say, full tax, go?
Haven't we done this before? We've talked about this before.
We spoke about this generally with not in front of the camera.
Oh, really?
Yes, we never spoke about it in front of the camera.
All right.
Now, I thought, let me bring it up again, because what actually happened is some backstory to it.
I know where
you
going.
read?
I'm thinking you're probably referring to, what's this guy? Are you talking? Do you have a
No. It's not linked to that. No, it's not linked
fine.
to him.
Anyways, to answer your question, I think no. I think abhadhare zvevarungu vakauya kotipamba pana pakatora nyika yedu tovabhadhara isusu. I say hell no to that.
Their argument is this. Their argument is, when we established these farms, there were bilateral treaties that were made between Zimbabwe and Britain, where they said specific land is not going to be taken because it goes into that bilateral treaty. And some of these white farmers also say that we actually paid for this land. Because what happened is, yes,
paid to who?
To the Zimbabwean government. We actually occupied this land, right? Then there was a period where we were told to say, no, for you to have title deeds with this land, you need to pay for it. So some of these white farmers actually paid for the land. So what they're just saying is, no, I just want my money back. I paid for the land, so give me back my
All
money.
right. Well, if they paid and there's receipts to prove that they paid, then definitely they need their money back. That one is just simple like that. Asi kana pasina kabhadhara kuri iri nyika yekungoti makangotipamba, then that doesn't make sense. We cannot compensate you for just coming and taking our land, and then we chase you out, then you say pay us. But then if they paid something, then I think they need to be paid back.
They need to be paid back.
Yeah.
Then in the other situation where the guys never paid anything, and it's also the West saying, no, for us to be able to deal with you, we need to treat our citizens in a certain way. Do you think we should still bow down to the West? Not bow down per se, but you know that saying, so you need to play a specific role for you to be able to get along with your neighbors. Do you think in this situation we still also need to play that specific role?
You see, Mr. Manaka, what's up is kana ukanzoona basa bank kunopfekwa formal. Whether rastamani unofara kupfeka mashorts nechichichi, kana uda kunoshanda kubank unopfeka formal. Wopfeka sutu yako, wogera vhudzi rako, unoshanda kubank. Wapedza wotora mdzanga wako svitobaya kuteni kwako, wopfeka short yako kana wapedza basa. It's the same thing with this game of countries and all these things. Kana tichita kuti tibenefite from kune imwe nyika, kana ikati ngatitei so, that means we just need to find a way of doing some of those things so that we benefit. Otherwise, if we don't feel like we need to benefit from them, then we just ignore. It's the same thing with the guy anoda Rastaman. Kana vasingadi kushanda kubank, no one forces them. Vanogona kutongochila vari pabridge vakabata mdzanga wavo. No one cares. But because you want to work in the bank, you have to dress up like a banker, or rather like someone who works in the bank. So I'm saying, if we want the benefits from the West, then we need to kind of bow down to what they request. But kana zvisingabudi, then we leave it.
Because vari kuti 3.1 billion.
3.1 billion what?
In compensation. US dollars.
That's what they want. Yeah. Hey, kana like I said, kana pane ma receipts ekuti mari yakabhadharwa. Then definitely they need to be paid back because vakabhadhara. Asi kana vasina tisina kumboningirana, then we need to weigh and say, is it worth it? Rather maybe 3.1 billion yavarotodai totoinvesta zvedu mune zvimwe zvinhu zvinogona kutogadzira production muno munyika medu, kana kuri kugadzira ma-mines or ma-factories or whatever, so that we produce what we're going to probably ask from them. than totorarama. Because you see, some of these precious things totora from other countries, we don't really need them for survival per se. But in your technology, otherwise, on the basics, if we just need food and shelter, we probably have everything that we need in Zimbabwe to survive.
Yes, definitely we probably do. But I guess because of social media and whatnot, we see what other countries have and begin to think, why not have Wi-Fi? Why not have this? Why not have my bullet train? So yeah, I think it's yeah, that was my question. Should we compensate these guys a lot? Because so far we've given them 3.1 million and they're like, no, that's peanuts. We don't want that 3.1 million. What you're supposed to actually give us is 3.1 billion. Then the not basic, because how it is I think there's a group of 2,000 white farmers, right? From the 2,000 white farmers, they're the ones who left and went to Zambia, right? Yeah. Those guys don't have receipts. Then there's the guys who are still here and are farming a part of their farm. Those guys have receipts. So for the rest of the other guys, they don't have receipts. But what they had with the bilateral treaties, because what happened is, when Britain ejected most of their people out of Ireland and Britain and England, they promised them land in the place where they were going to colonize per se. So these families came through and promised that land. So they're like, no, indaka kwa hondo kunyika kwangu andika. Ndakanzi nchapo wa munda, uyu ndo munda wacho zho. Ipada wandidzinga. So I talked to the guys who sent me here. That's where most of the friction's also happening. So it's more of the state sent X to go and colonize B. Then his reward was a farm, which he got. After a couple of years, that farm was taken away from his family. Now he's going back to the state saying,
in such a situation, those guys should just deal with the bullies. Because you walk out to me, Maria non-trapper then Manaka Basera. Manaka gets there, and you go back to your guy where you send me, it's somebody's land. There's nothing for me there. So they should just go back to those people that sent them and deal with them.
They went back to those guys and those guys came to us and they said sanctions.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they give us sanctions because they want to just abuse us, then to hell with that nonsense. Because we can build something from what we have here. Maybe my systems are but it's very possible for a nation to be self-sustaining. It's very, very possible.
Are you sure about that?
It's very
self-sustaining.
Yes.
Tell me one nation that's self-sustaining.
No. I might not have an example, but some of the things that we think are needs are just wants.
Okay.
That's the issue here.
Okay.
On a basic level, it's very, very possible. Technology, but we'll be surviving. Maybe even try and build our own labs, our own hospitals, or rather research facilities, and start developing something. The good thing is that the internet will always be there. I think block away from the internet. That means we can always learn from what's happening. Because on a basic, what we need is food, healthcare, and accommodation. That's what we need on a basic. So we can develop in all those three facets and actually survive.
And be self-sustaining.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yes. So here we cannot be bootlicking these guys sanctions so that you don't travel to their nation.
Yes.
We don't care about traveling.
And you can access some of the processing plants, the information, technology.
If it's based on unfair treatment, then that's not cool. You cannot just give people sanctions because you want them to compensate you for you being the abuser. That's not cool.
So guys, tell us what you think. Should we compensate the white farmers or should we just tell them to say, no, we're not dealing with that? So far, what we're doing is actually going through compensating them because we want to remove the sanctions that we have. Yeah. So it's quite unfortunate. But I think if we get the opportunity to join BRICS, then at least we'll have somewhere else to lean on. Because Russia, China. I used to, honestly speaking, I used to think that China and Russia were bad countries. This was before I was educated. They were made bad because of the West. The West, every program you've ever watched about
they make
CIA,
them look like the villains all the time.
If it's not the Islamic State, China or Russia.
Or the Russians.
The Russians are trying to do this, are trying to do that. Western
propaganda yakaoma.
is something else. Yeah, guys, tell us what you think. Should we compensate these guys, and are they just trying to battle all over?
Talking
again?
about Western propaganda, have you seen what's happening with China and USA lately?
I am so happy that finally
someone stand up to the bully.
finally someone is standing up to those guys, because those guys are just bullies. Basically, everywhere they go.
But I heard someone saying that it's actually a strategy, all of what he's doing right now. I heard someone saying that he actually wants the US dollar to crumble. And then when it crumbles, that means things are cheaper than USA. That means people are now buying in the USA instead of USA buying from other countries.
I wouldn't put it past him. One thing that I know for a fact about Donald Trump, for a fact is if I know him, but one thing that I've known from his career is that he's a strategist. He's a businessman at heart. And for you to be a businessman and for you to amass millions,
And so you think it could be a long game, but
but then at the same time, I don't think it would be so beneficial to the US anymore. Why? Because as I said, there are countries like BRICS, the organizations like BRICS that are trying to destabilize the US dollar and trying to stop us from trading in the US dollar. So I think if the United Emirates just enters BRICS, then Ashrafaran.
This guy was saying that it's actually the aim that the whole world stops to trade in the US dollar. So that now the US dollar, you have an value internationally. That means that you can even bring it to the US. Because lately, it looks like Marianga Chibudak USA, not going to the USA. So that's the long game, apparently.
So that they finally get most of the currency back where they are, because it's of no value to us anymore. We don't demand it that much. If that is long game, then
that's what I hear.
For sure.
So I mean, we just hope that everything works for the good. But hey, from just the general sentiment, Trump seems to be someone not really likable, because the way he just wakes up and says,
he's the holy 10 of presidents.
True. He's the
The way it's like, we're going to get Greenland. Like, it's like colonial speak. Like, we're going to get Greenland and we're going to turn the Gulf into the American Gulf. What's going on here? But I was actually checking. Those guys have more military bases and more military personnel than any country in the world.
Is it now?
Yes. Men were on the ground. More than you'd think. China, with their high population, will have more military.
They don't compare.
These guys have more. And they have a base in almost every strategic country you can think of. Even in Zimbabwe, they have a base in Botswana that monitors Zimbabwe. So these guys are on fire.
Yeah, well, I mean, we just hope for the best. We hope for peace too, because hey, because what's happening now, it's quite scary.
I was even getting this example from this lady that I follow called Edith Mukuwapas. She was saying it's so easy for America to say this Islamic State is a threat to us in the future, so we need to go and deal with it now. What stops them from saying, I think Zimbabwe is a threat to us? In the future, Zimbabwe is going to be a threat to us, so let's deal with them now.
So anyway, that's what's up, guys. Say what you think in the comments from us. Bye bye.